Let me know in the comments if you can hear me, because obviously I want you to be able to hear me. But my mother-in-law passed away a couple weeks ago. We've been super busy with that. If you're in the Twitter stream, can you let me know that you can hear me, please? But anyways, finally back in action, going to be doing these on Fridays again. Today we are talking about something that I love to do and I love to do with my clients, and that is creating custom dashboards. Specifically, today we are going to be doing a custom SEO reporting dashboard. And one of the big reasons why is because it is spooky season and Marketing Merch Store has just launched this bad boy right here. Ta-da! And this is the Andy. Thanks so much for hopping on. Can you tell me if you can hear me, please? This bad boy right here. This is the Reap What You SEO hoodie, and we also have it in a T-shirt. It's black and white on the back. And so we're celebrating that today, spooky season. There is a Grim Reaper on the hoodie and the t-shirt. And hold please. My wife just screamed. Anywho, um, so I've named him Randy, and he's been making the rounds, and there's another spooky season gift in all of those orders that go out. So we're celebrating SEO and spooky season and all that stuff today. So let's get into it. Let me you guys would think that I'd have this like down to freaking science by now. I don't. Obviously, I don't. So let me share this my screen with you. Okay, now you can see. Today we are trotting around in Google Data Studio. Great thing about Google Data Studio, it seems really scary to a lot of people. Like I was just talking with a client yesterday, or like figuring out their shift to Google Analytics 4. They really wanted this specific view, and I was like, I know you can get to it. It's kind of annoying on in Google Analytics 4 to get to it. However, I know that there's a really easy way to get to it. In Google Data Studio. Like we could just create it once and you could always get to it. And he was like, I don't want to learn that. Totally understandable. But Google Data Studio really isn't that scary. And you're going to see today that you can really get a lot out of Data Studio, make things look really, really cool and easy to digest in not that long. And yeah, if you're using other Google products like Google Analytics, Search Console, which you should be using both of those because all of these are free, right? So if you're using those, Data Studio is a great way to visualize all that data. So we're going to get started by connecting to Search Console because we're doing an SEO report. Search Console, if you don't know, is Google's tool to help you understand how you're showing up in the search engine result pages. So this is, oh, that's all connected to my website. I can use that, but okay, hold on. Let me see my data sources. Let me see. Okay, so there is sample data in here. We're going to use that because my website like is fine. Um it's not great though. Like I don't get a ton of traffic. It's going to be better if we can find it somewhere else. Okay, and now I've already made Data Studio mad. Cool, 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 cool. Let me just refresh this bad boy. Anyways, while we're sitting here waiting, how are you guys doing this week? I hope you're having a great week. Are you ready for Halloween? If you are, please let me know if you're dressing up. And if you're dressing up, what are you dressing up as? All right, come on, thing. I'm not dressing up. I will be out of town, so. Okay, so let's scroll down here. Like I said, we're going to be using the sample data. When you get started with Google Search Console, they upload all of this sample data into your Data Studio account, which is really nice. Because if you don't have a ton of data to work with, you can at least use this. All right, so when you choose your data source, which you can connect your Search Console like you just saw. When you select your source, it automatically puts or even if you add a new data source, it automatically puts a table on the screen. You don't have to use it. We're going to use it right here really quick just so we can jump right in and start showing things. Okay, so one of the number one things that people are tracking when it comes to SEO, whether we think that it's the right thing to do or not the right thing to do, is their ranking, right? What is their average position? Now, I'm going to show you how to put this on here and how to track the ups and downs and what have you. But this is my warning that personally, an average position is not a great way to, or a great indicator of your SEO success, because you have to remember what an average position is. You could you could show up like 100th, or you could show up first, and then it's going to say, oh, your average position is 50, and it's all a numbers game. So make sure you look at other stuff other than just this ranking. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to do it, but promise me, you're going to look at other numbers. All right, cool. So the green are the dimensions and the blue are the metrics. You can really put them wherever you want most of the time, not all the time. But um, sometimes, because when you upload your own data, you get to select the dimensions and metrics. And anyways, this is how you're splicing your data. Okay, how do you want to splice your data? That's what the dimension is. So we are going to splice our data by query. So that is the actual thing that somebody typed in to Google, right? Let's see, we got a comment here. It's my girl, Militia, and I know that she has a Reboot USEO hoodie. So, what is up, girl? It's always good to see you. Okay, so we've got query. Now we're getting clicks, but we're not worried about clicks right now. Right now, we're worried about the position, right? We want to do some keyword rank tracking. So, I'm going to change this. I'm going to get rid of clicks and add in position. And now we're going to see our average position. You can, and like this looks a little, but it looks a little messy, right? Like it's not super cute to look at. We're gonna change that. First things first, we're gonna not do that. We are going to change it by average position ascending, because descending is our lowest average position. We want to see our highest average position. Um, so these are the things that we're ranking first for currently. The default range is 28 days. So this is showing our average position for the last 28 days. We can change that. You just come into custom, and then you can pick. They have a bunch of preset things. So they have last 7, last 14, last 28, last 30, today, yesterday, this week to date, last week, this week starting Monday, this week to date, last week, this month to date, last month, this quarter to date, last quarter, this year to date, last year, and advanced. Most people are doing monthly reporting, so I'm just gonna do, oh heck, let's do this month to date. Okay, and you can either include today or not include today. The data's not super fresh. It's like anywhere between 16 and like 36 hours behind. So I'm just gonna not include today. So we're gonna apply that. It doesn't really change much, but just so that you know and you can tell your clients what the reporting is. And then we're going to do a comparison. And here's where things get a little bit tricky. So we can compare to the previous period, which if we do that, you'll see is like, oh, so that's last month to date as well. I didn't know that actually, but I'm happy to see it. Okay, so now we're going to apply. So it's October 1st through 29th, or 1st through 28th, compared to September 1st through 28th, which reminds me, I gotta get to a client on that. And now we're going to see the change in that average position, right? Which is what most SEOs are trying to track. Are we going up or down in the rankings? So you can see like this is just silly because obviously we rank first for all these keywords, and it says that it's going down. Um, so let's do something real quick. Let's add a table filter, and we're gonna say 3 through 10. I'm going to include average position between 3 and 10, and now we'll see average positions 3 through 10 because there's going to be more. Okay, all of these are going down. I don't know. I don't know what Google Merch Store is doing to have all these go down, but you can see here. It'll show you the change. Now again, something to be wary of is how much are these being seen? You know, how many clicks is this resulting in? We'll get to that in a second. Something I don't like is that they always put the row numbers on the left-hand side, which I guess is fine, but it's not really pretty. So I'm going to go to Style and turn off the row numbers because they're annoying and we don't really need them. We can also make this look a little bit pretty. So personally, I like to use the brand's colors in their reports. So let's just do kind of, we're going to go a little bit like, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Reset. We're going to do it as if it was for Beast. So we need to go to the table colors header background, which is what this gray bar is. We're going to change that to red. Table labels, we're going to change to white. Oh, not table labels. The heading, where's the, oh, right here. Header to white, so now we can see it. We can also change the size of the font. I know it's pretty small. So we are going to, maybe make this a little bit bigger so that people can actually read it. And change the labels to be a little bit bigger so people can actually read that as well. All right. And then it just kind of works like an Excel sheet essentially, where you just like drag these little guys to make it look, as pretty as you want. And obviously, you just use the little doodads on the perimeter to like make it the size that you want it to be. But the but yeah, I mean, it's pretty intuitive, right? Okay, so here we have our queries and our average position. Now remember, I was like, I'm going to show this to you guys, but you got to be responsible with that data because you don't know, like, okay, we ranked third for t-shirts and merchandise. But like, how many times did we show up? Like, what does that actually mean? So we can add in other metrics here. It's just going to make, it's just going to make it a bit bigger, like wider. And we'll see the changes there too. So now we have average position and impression. So you see like one impression at average at position, 7 for the log probably is telling me that we don't actually like that's not very helpful to us, right? So impressions descending here. 70,000 impressions for the word sticker. Which, what does that mean for us? We can add in clicks and get a better idea. This is the same thing that you're seeing in Search Console, right? Now, what if you wanted to see like our average position? Then we saw impressions and clicks, but we're like not really too worried about the change in the impressions, right? So like, I don't really care too much that our average position went down and we got more impressions. What you do is you can go over to this style, thank you. And under each metric, it'll say, do you want to show the comparison? So for the average position, we do want to see the comparison. So I want to see what the change is. But for impressions, I don't. So I just uncheck this, and now that comparison is gone. Maybe for clicks, instead of seeing a percentage change, we want to see the absolute change, which is like how many more or less clicks did we get? And now you can see here that it says, okay, this led to 23 more clicks or 624 less clicks. And now you have all that information. We tracking? Everybody tracking? How are we feeling? Cool. Okay. So you've got that, which like is cool, but like I said, you can get that in Search Console. That's fine. Um, but what if you wanted to do, you could always add, like we could get a little crazy here. You can add multiple, if I could just ever do this correctly. Ah, you can add multiple dimensions, which again can't really do in Search Console. So like on desktop, um, let's see. Let's go to sort. We're gonna change this to clicks. So the majority of our clicks came from Chrome Dino on desktop, and then Dino on desktop, and then YouTube Pin on mobile. So this can kind of give you a really good idea of like how are the searches different on desktop versus mobile, right? Okay, so let's just say, cool, cool, cool. We have our rank tracking and traffic and all that cool stuff here at the bottom. You can also, I mean, you can add in a summary row. So, oh, wow, no, can't add it if you have all these doodads in here. Undo the summary row. Okay, I've made it mad. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Sometimes. Okay, yeah, I got rid of the metric filter. I mean, the summary row. Got rid of it. There we go. Okay, it just told you. Can't use metric filter, yeah, metric filters and summary rows. That makes sense, actually, when I think about that logically. Makes sense. Um, so you could also do the same thing, like, let's say, um, we wanna see actually, let's do it this way. Okay, so let's add so when you add a chart, that's just like the visualization, essentially. It's not necessarily a chart always, but it's a visualization that you're gonna show. So I'm gonna do a scorecard right here. And this is clicks. I'm going to change this to branded clicks. And down here in the filter, I'm going to create a new filter and say branded and exclude queries containing, and you can do regex here, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to say Google or exclude, or no, I didn't mean or. No, 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 no. And exclude query containing YouTube. Save. And you're going to see that goes down, way down. And I didn't mean branded. I meant not branded, not branded. Oh, not on the filter. Sorry, y'all. I'm a mess a little bit today. I'm zooming. Not branded clicks. Cool, cool, cool. And then again, we could always come in here and play around with the style a little bit. Just some like pro tips, things that make it look more professional and like less just like boxy and icky. Adding a background color, rounding the edges just a tad bit, and then adding a border shadow. You can see like the difference, right? So like this kind of pops off of the page a little bit more, whereas this looks just really flat and like boring, right? Okay. So we've got our not branded clicks, and maybe we do one that I did not name these well, but it's okay. queries containing YouTube, YouTube, and include queries containing Google. Save. And so we can show kind of, well, that doesn't make any sense. Containing, oh, that's why. Or query contains Google. Woo! Y'all got to know the difference between and or. Clearly, I don't. It's fine. Okay, so we see that. We see that. And now we have a better idea of the clicks. This isn't 100% right. Again, the filter isn't perfect, but that's okay. But now we have those two scorecards. You change the name just by clicking on the little pencil here. I'm gonna say branded clicks. And then we can also, so like let's say, you want to do this here. Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. We're gonna add a chart. And it's just gonna be a little time series chart here. Boom. We're gonna do where we're gonna look at clicks. Add our filter here, branded query, style. Don't show the axis. Grid, color, transparent. And we don't need a legend. And so this is going to give them idea. We can just overlay this bad boy right here. And now they can kind of see the trend of those branded clicks. Just copy and paste the bad boy, put it right here. And then we'll use the other filter for this one. Blink. And kind of see how those differ. If they differ, they definitely differ. And so now you got like this pretty little score, card. You get an idea of how these two things look. Let's see. What else are we tracking SEO wise? We got our queries, we got our device. I really like a very simple pie chart for my device types. I think they're the easiest. Honestly. Get a little pie chart in here. I don't need the date, but looks like device category here. And then you can see desktop, mobile, tablet. If you want to change the colors of these, my recommendation is to go to the theme and layout and then just customize the theme to whatever colors you want to use. I found that to be the easiest. I just keep hearing weird noises in my house, y'all. Let's see. We could track. You can also track. All right, so all of this is data from Search Console. You can really do a lot here. If you want to see like the most badass Google dashboard or like tool for Data Studio and Search Console, go ask Noah Lerner and tell him that I sent you because he's got a really, really good one. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Let's say we want to know a little bit about page speed, Brianna. I can help you with that. We are going to connect to, ooh, why is it doing this to me? Data Studio has been really mad at me. I've been building dashboards. And it's been getting really mad. All right, let's go here. This is where the good stuff comes in. So now we've got that in here. We're gonna add some, let's do a scatter plot for this one. Let's do a little scatter plot. I love a visualization. I love a good visualization. So instead of page title, let's see, new users, page views, we're going to do average low. And you can do this by page load, time to interactive. I'm just going to do page load. Bubbles up. Thanks for joining over on Twitter. Appreciate it. And you can kind of see how many, like, we can see that this is probably about the range that most people see it in, which is sub 5 seconds. But you can see that there were some page views that took a really long time. Scatter plot probably isn't the best view for this. So you can always press this little down button here and change it to whatever visualization you want. So I'm going to change this over to, here we go, a heat map. And I'm going to get rid of page views. You all right, Franks? Franks has, my dog has hiccups. And so now we have the load time. Like I said, I hate row numbers, so I'm gonna get rid of those real quick. Now we have average load time, and we can add in like other metrics in here. So we could do like page views, and you can see that the heat map is just like the majority of people aren't seeing load times at 20. You could always use like you can create conditional formatting up here instead of using like the heat map if you don't want to use the heat map. But alas, here we are. So if we did this, instead of looking at, let me see if this is gonna, okay. It makes more sense, I think, to look at page views. And then we could get a really good idea of what the majority of, oh yeah, page views. Majority of people are seeing load times. Not even page views, I guess sessions would have made, whatever. Anyway, so we can see here, we add that summary row, and we can see average load time is about 3.67 seconds. Cool. So that might be helpful. I'm not making this really pretty right now, guys, just because I just don't want to. I've already been on here for like 28 minutes, so trying to be kind of quick. The next thing though that I would definitely recommend doing is a little bit of, oh no, I lost connection over there. I think I'm back. I think I'm back on Twitter. Okay, so these are the charts that Google has like pre-made, which is cool. But everybody loves a good funnel, you know what I mean? So let's look at the funnel chart. I use this one by Power My Analytics. Allow. And then we're gonna just put that bad boy here. All right, so now you get to create your funnel. So let's do page view. This is an e-commerce site. So product detail view. And then purchase. I think that's specific to, okay, there we go. And now we have a funnel. And so we're like, Brianna, so we're talking about SEO here. That's fine. We're going to come in here and add a segment, system segments, organic traffic. Yes, yes, yes. Now we're only seeing organic traffic. And You can do that for the entire report if you want to, or you can just do it like for um, the dashboards that I do them. Well, I guess that's not true. I was going to say some of the or the majority of them were pulled through Search Console, but that's actually not true. The majority of stuff is pulled from Google Analytics. So yeah, I usually just do it for the whole report. But so now we have a funnel here. Some people like the funnel, some people don't like the funnel. Um, it's easy to see where the biggest drop off is though. Here, like most people don't even look at product details. You can create whatever funnel you want to here. Um, you might create scorecards. So this obviously only works if you have your Google Analytics set up correctly. So I'm just gonna copy the scorecard and paste it and bring it over here. We're gonna do rev. Oh, metric. Yeah. What is happening? Oh, duh. Amy, thanks for the follow. Let's see. Google Analytics data here. Gonna change this metric to revenue. If they're okay, I don't know why my computer's been doing this. Can you guys see that? No. Okay, on my whatever, doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. All right, so we added the revenue in here, getting rid of the query. Okay, so the revenue for this site last 28 days was $203,000, which again, y'all don't freak out. This is sample data. So I'm going to use the organic segment in here once again. Add to report. No, hold on. Why does it say? This is the sample data, isn't it? Yeah. DL Marketing, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Why aren't my system segments showing up here? Very annoying. Okay, fine. I can just add a filter here. We're just gonna create one real quick. Organic, include, and then we'll just do here, source, medium, contains, organic. Save. And you can make that specific to Google, Bing, Yahoo, what have you. Okay, so maybe there just wasn't organic revenue. Don't believe that. So let's try something else. Okay, so maybe they just didn't attribute any organic. I don't believe that, but I don't know why it's coming through like that. Usually speaking, you can just put the organic filter on the same way we did with the funnel, which, yeah, this says unique purchases. Am I on the right thing? Oh, this is gonna drive me nuts. Okay, I'm gonna try one more thing and then I'm gonna give up on this because we're wasting time here. Purchases. Something is wrong here. Something is wrong here. System segments. Found it. Okay, let's try it this way. I don't know why it wasn't showing up earlier. We need search traffic. I don't know if that's organic or not, but I don't know why it's being weird. We're just gonna do search traffic. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what's happening. Unique purchases, 278. I like the idea of revenue better though. Let's do revenue. I don't know why it's being so weird. We're gonna do revenue, and then we're gonna add in our little comparison here. And so we can see over the previous period that apply. Revenue is, listen, I do not know what is going on. Anywho, usually this would show you the up and down of the revenue the same way that we were able to see with the rankings. But um, are there, before I hop off here, are there any other, like, you can do page views and like if we got rid of average load time, we could do this, you add this filter or segment, choose the organic traffic, which again is not showing up here. I don't know why. Oh, I wonder if it's because it's whatever. So this would be organic. And you can see kind of where the page views are, how many page views there are for um, organic traffic, like what pages are the most important to people that are coming organic. Anywho, if you guys don't have any more questions, I hope this was somewhat helpful. I'm going to be creating an SEO dashboard that I will share with you, and you can kind of just plug in your data, and then you don't have to worry about all this. But just know that it is a good tool. It's free, and in my mind, it's very, very helpful. Okay, so Andy says, I guess you've shown us a few of your favorites. Do you have a favorite, a few go-to charts for either Google Search Console or Google Analytics? I kind of just pick my favorite views in both of those and drop them into Data Studio. But I do a lot of, I love a scatter plot. So I do a lot of scatter plots for things like page views and transactions for different products. But you can do that in Google, like you get that in Google Analytics for, mostly I'm creating reports or dashboards so that I can see all of the views and all of the metrics that I like to look for at once, easily in one place. I hope that makes sense. Also, thanks for finding me over on YouTube. All right, don't forget, y'all, Andy here already has his, but the we've got the wonderful this way, this guy right here. The Report USEO hoodie is out and out here for Halloween. And if you use the promo code AF20, you can get 20% off of your order on marketingmerchstore.com. I'm trying to put this merch store.com. Pretty much. Sorry, I'm using a screen that's really little on this other side. Use code AF20 at marketingmerchstore.com and get 20% off your order. Thanks for hanging out today, guys. I will be back next week. And don't forget, you're a beast.